Was the YouTube stream actually ready? Yes, it is. Amazing. There we go. Let me be clear. Ta-da! Give me a second. I start the timer. Did I start the timer? I didn't start the timer. I start the timer now for real. Okay, we have like only I every single time I have to stream on YouTube. Like that means every single time I go live, basically, I have the exact same problem, and that is I might misclick and end stream instead of actually doing something else. It's not entirely accurate that I might. I simply get close to the button and realize what I'm about to do. But I do synapses, my brain works, and I say, no, you know what? Yeah. We shall not do that. What? Why is this always killing Bloon on stream? Why not? Why not? Why not? Because it's fun. No. Besides the fun, actually, there is an update. There was an update, and I have to play it. I want to play the update. I want to see what's up with that, actually. Yeah. It sounds... I have no clue, actually, how it looks like, how it feels. We shall spend the next 5 hours reading the patch notes today. It was an excuse. There is no stream, actually. Yeah. Yes, indeed. It's necessary sometimes. I mean, is it the monkeys' fault that the balloons never stop attacking them? I don't know the lore or reason as to why they always are attacking them. I feel like they are like the I don't think it's that bad of a word. Like I on one side my consciousness tells me, no, don't say that, but on the other one, fuck it, it's about a game. It's not about real life. There is no any simil with real life is exempted. It's a pure coincidence. All that we're talking about are video games. Thank you. Now, they are balloon terrorists. So yeah, they don't stop attacking simply because they want to terrorize the monkeys. So they have to go. They have to be killed, and sadly, violence is the only viable option. So yes, there are families without their balloonions, balloon milliards, something similar to that. But what can we do about that? We didn't choose to go to them. We are only living here, specifically existing. There is like, okay, the reality is there are other games in which this does happen in a more aggressive manner, in a far more violent way. No, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. There are some games in which you are actually like an absolutely dangerous monkey. Like there is a mobile series, not series. There is one game in mobile and one that came out on PC where you are a super monkey. And the super monkey literally goes to the house of the balloons just to kill them. There is like a whole lore, but I don't pay attention to the lore. Like, not it's not because we're streaming. I don't pay attention to the lore in general. So, yeah. Sometimes the balloons are the evil people. Sometimes, in very few rare occasions, it is actually the monkeys, the ones who are in the wrong. But in this game, we are the victims, not the offenders. So we are helping the monkey forces survive another night against the horrible balloons. Because as there are balloons that will never see their balloonions ever again, there are also monkeys that might never see their monkey paternal figures and maternal figures ever again. So it's over. Yes. No, no, not yes. It's, we need 50 years from now, we need the final Bloons game, the one where you film the PS3 or something like that. It will be so kino, but it will for sure not happen. So we can only cry that it never happens. Also, sorry, I didn't say anything because I am still setting up. Welcome, Gu, I hope. It feels weird to just say Gu, but the entire, like, government name, variable Gu, that also feels weird. And just variable is like an adjective, so it's complicated. Yes, it's a me problem. How do you know? Ah, yeah. Anyway, let me set up. Here this goes here. Gu? Okay, I wasn't wrong, but Gu is like way too short. It's like being called Po, you know. You need a longer name. No, no, sorry. It's Gubert. That's better. That's much better. Uh, it's holy shit. Wait, we come here literally a black background. Okay, today I have an announcement. I didn't do it. No. Yeah. Give me. Let me position myself over here. I think it is. We update this. Where is this? This goes over here, I think. And now we activate this. Okay, we have all of that, and I can remove this. Yeah, I wish to remove that and this, and now here we are. Beautiful. Am I missing anything? I feel like everything is so tiny now. That's what I'm missing. More coordination in this space. Yeah, the text like this big, entirely unnecessarily big. No. No, not so big. Like this. No. Like this. That looks somewhat good. Whoa, I moved everything. Like this. Okay. No, not satisfied. Or there. Or here, actually. Okay, there we are. Good morning, here we are. It has been a long time since the last time that we came around, and yeah, there was a Bloons update 56.0. And before anything else happens, let me preemptively do okay, there we go. So, what does that mean? There is no co-op, thank you. No asking for co-op in this house. I wanna play the game myself. Ah, yeah. Pin. There we go. Also, I don't know what has happened. I have realized recently enough. I need more social interactions of the face-to-face kind, because I have somehow worked my love into this more deranged human being love, into this psychopath love, which is not that good actually. But yeah, can happen. Anyway, let me open the point is, yeah, I don't know. Here we are. I saw the update and I was like, today actually, I remember I started all of this without any real clear clue as to what we should be doing, because in reality it's incredibly annoying to. There are way too many games, man. There are way too many things to try to play, to try to go for and whatnot, and sometimes it's easily acceptable, at other times it's so overwhelming. Why is the norm that games are all live services? Why can't games just exist without requiring you to constantly be paying attention to them? Why do I have to do that every single time? But it's fine, I guess. Anyway, here we are, we have this desktop audio. Everything should be fine. Probably, yeah, I should at some point make the switch from desktop audio to capturing the specific application audio. Which properties? For some reason, there is an option that allows you to do that in the sources themselves of the applications that you're capturing, but that has been like ever since I started using OBS 3 years ago at this point. No, actually like 7 years ago, because I had a try around 2017 or so. For some random reason it never got updated. Like they just released the feature and never again bothered with updating it in any way whatsoever. So sadly, there is also, why am I cut off? What the fuck? Why am I so weak that I am cut off? Give me a second. I fucked up. I fucked up, man. I fucked up again. There we go. Okay. I was saying. Yeah, I don't know. It has been 7 years since the capture audio feature was added, and since 7 years ago it has not worked in the slightest. So, no clue, man. One day it might actually work. For now, we can only hope that it might do so. I don't know. I don't even have any clue what to expect. But yeah, let me close what's up. Let me close every. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tabs open. Why do you need 10 tabs open? You don't. Realistically speaking, you don't. Unless, I mean, caveat, you are doing some kind of work. Reality is only 3 of those are for any kind of activity. Every other one is entertainment purely. So yeah, I could use some tab closing, and the only problem, I hate this. Before closing anything, you always have to try to update things around and whatnot. So it's true. Now we are actually ready to play the game. Yeah. Also, you still can't see the mouse? Why can't you see the mouse? What's the problem with the game? Why does the game hate showing you the mouse? Like, what's the situation with that? What? Do I need to activate something? Properties. No. Wrong program. Properties. Allow remove the capture cursor. If I deactivate the capture cursor feature, does that change anything actually in this case? No, right? I can see my mouse. Why can't you see the mouse? It's... What if we... I am using the compatibility hook for anti-cheat. Why? Who knows? I just have it turned on for some reason. Anyway, we are ready to play. Also, is this monkey new? Like, I am pretty sure this monkey wasn't here last time. Also, like this monkey, they updated the Bloons TD 6 image. Amazing. So, Kino, Anyway, here we are. Oh my god, DLC. Do you wanna get the DLC for $6.29 now? We don't pay for garbage here. No, we don't pay for any kind of DLC. Rather, no, not garbage. I don't know if it is garbage. I just don't want any kind of DLC. Thank you. These are the pets. No, pets. These are the pets. Heroes, pets. Oh my god! There are so many pets. Shall we grind for some pet? It's an alchemist slime cube pet, a glue rat. The heli pilot one is Kino. The ninja monkey kiwi is Kino. The mortar mole is like kinda good, but in reality, like nobody fucking uses the mortar, so it's good until you remember that you never in your whole life consider even using it. The capybara! What about getting the capybara? Can we? There is no way to get the capybara. We have the race. We have this, which I'm not gonna do. We have this, which is on hard. How hard is hard? Let me info. You wanna let me see the course? How do I see the course here? Hard. Everything is just hard. We get 50 caps, so we only get like half. Okay, we can probably close the stream by doing this. Then I see. Okay. We are slowly getting a plan. Things are slowly taking form, shape. First, we shall unlock this person, the Sky Warden. A card here, open. Update 56. 4th of August, 2 days ago. What happened? New monkey? New skin? New map? The portable lake got an upgrade? Amazing! Oh my god, okay, wait a second. More paid features got added. Only so that the elite can actually benefit from them, but we gobble them up for we and so seeing broken things. Hero, what's up with these upgrades? What do you have the portable lake, bro? Wider? Land and water monkeys, incredible. So you can actually put everything here. The only problem is land monkeys have less range, okay? The reduces footprint of monkeys placed in the pool, increases range of water and amphibious monkeys. So this is literally a buff for the fucking, what's their name? Mer monkey. The second tier meal pad. It's what existed already in the BTD 5. It attacks, simple. Also, it makes monkeys even smaller and gives them some range also. Okay, no. Second tier only gives you more range. Third tier, then, finally, attacks. Good enough. This one, luxury pool. Gives you camo detection. It gives you cash generation based on the amount of people existing in it. Features a high dive spot that can fit one small monkey and generates even more cash. Okay. Gains a small, slow-moving hover ducky platform. Generates even more cash. Amazing. This is like yet another way to generate income. And this gives you lives and land monkeys no longer debuffed. Second tier. What the fuck? It gives you lead popping properties to monkeys and also slows balloons. This is like actually broken. This is even more life restoration and even more range. Understandable. Ay. We should start farming something from all of these things. It's all of these are broken. We need to use them to our benefit or something like that. Also, you can buy them, but you can't sell them for anything. Like, you can only consume. This game is about consumption, not about in any way generations, the earnings, nothing like that. You can't benefit from the tools that you're given, you can only move around. Okay, what the fuck do we even play? Like, I'm a little bit lost. What's up? Yep, also, wait, what? Why does this map give me more cash? Ah, because we have the Impossible unlocked. Makes sense. Okay. So we're not gonna play that. Makes sense. We're not gonna play that. Here, on hard, and am I choosing right? I am way too automated, mentally speaking. Yeah, this hard and Massive Monkey. Alternate. Replace, indeed, replace. Okay, whatever. So the goal is we can only use 3 towers, and there is a tiny problem. I don't remember if the tower limitation also affects the specific towers, like if you can or not use heroes. We're gonna find out soon enough. Anyway, doesn't matter. Besides that, yeah, good morning. It has been a long while since the last time that we actually were here, so it feels good to have returned. I don't know, it's not really that long. It was literally only 2 days, but sometimes life feels far shorter than what you can ever anticipate in sensation. So it does have that feeling of wow, time has passed far more quickly than what can ever be described any other way. So yeah, point remains where good. And I don't know, one of the few things that did happen was I am finally done with exams for a little while, so I can finally exist. Not entirely simply here, but I don't know, it's complicated, let me say it like that. That's like the cheap answer. The reality is more along the lines of it's far simpler to not worry. Finally playing pig. We are always playing pig in this house. Everything is pig. But yeah, welcome to computer. Oh my god! What the fuck do I use? This? No, it wasn't that. What do I use to pop those motherfuckers? Also, what? Ah, that's the buff that it gets. I see. Is this guy? How the hell do I actually get to pop the lead balloons? Standoff? Yeah, it was. Okay. Top part. Makes sense. I see. Okay, I get it. We can do this. Oh, yeah. Motherfucker. But well, we can win. What was I saying? Ah, yeah. I don't know, something about the... Can I win, actually? I don't know. I don't really feel that great about this, like... Oh my god. Yeah, this might actually need to be restarted. Wait a bit. But if you trust in the process, maybe things change around and now you can actually see it end well or something like that, I don't know. Copium. Buff. More copium. Also, yeah, you can place the hero. My god, I fucking trolled by placing the hero down, actually. The tower combination is garbage. Yeah. What if we sacrifice a handful of balloons? Not balloons, yeah, lives. A handful of lives to get the heli pilot, and after that, it's not enough. It's not even remotely enough. Like, yeah, I need something far more important than just the heli pilot to deal with the fucking lead balloons. But it's we can figure out something. I don't even know how to deal with so many balloons, because the problem is the Desperado shoots way too fucking slow. Motherfuckers, every single round leaking lives. Unbelievable. Also the game slime. What a great thing. Thank God they patched things up for sure. Yeah. Anyway. For now we have like 10 rounds before I die again. So let me try to return to what I was trying to say. But yeah, I don't know. It's strange to actually have to think about the balance of things in the sense that in one way or another, you always get to do what you like and what you hope and similar, but it still comes with the added weight, so to speak, of having to have everything else also fall in place so that you can actually manage what you want and what you are interested in and such. Otherwise, it's pretty much impossible to get any opportunity to deal with such occurrences. So in this case, we might as well finally get to be here. I don't know, I don't think it's simply more presently, like, we're always present. It's not that you are... Yeah, it's kind of a lie. You can be less present while being there. The basic aspect of, if you are dissociating from what you're doing, you really are not in any way, shape or form in the actions that you're taking. You are merely existing, and that's all that you get to do. But yeah, point is, we're not talking about that. That simply, it feels interesting to try to try to remain around, and now that things are slowly clearing up, I guess we're gonna get to... Holy... Oh my god. Okay. Let me spam this fucking tower, so... I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good at all, actually. Okay. Maybe I have like way too many desperados shooting, yet somehow they are all leaking anyway, so the problem is not in the quantity of towers, but the quality of them, in the most literal sense in this case even. Yeah. Wait, let me follow mouse, patrol points from here to here, yeah. Maybe we can do some magic here. Which one? Shoot, downdraft. Oh my god! It costs so much! It's impossible to win like this. This game is so unfair. No, I didn't. Oh my god. It's probably over. If we win... Can I use an insta monkey? No, that's cheating. Need to log in for a second instead of trying to talk. I just need to empty my mind, play the game, and after that we are gonna reach like around 40, and at that point I will have the luxury of not having to worry about the game itself. I will be allowed to just exist without any other pressure affecting my own existence. Meanwhile, and I have no camera detection. There we go. Now, it's not that bad. Okay, I keep the hot spikes, so that means that I can defend against the leads. So that means that some things can happen. Good. I only need this for sure. Okay. Also, no. If I place the normal monkey down and it dies, it's over. But anyway, we should be good. We should be. I feel like. I hope so. We trust. We keep trusting. We keep believing. We keep hoping. Doctor, give me more hopium. Okay, I see. So the stun plant actually doesn't destroy any of its layers. It literally only stuns. Who could have seen that coming? Yeah. But it's fine. Because the point is not that, the point is something else, somehow. Can we get enough already? Can you give me enough cash? Please, one more round. Okay. We're safe. We should be safe. We should be good. Round 16. We need way more cash than what we have right now. We are not gonna get it. We are not getting that. We are not reaching our goals. We are not making it. It's over. Yeah, I don't have enough cash to actually buy the big iron upgrade. Holy fuck! And those are way too many balloons leaking also. But I don't know. We will figure something out. This. Hope, trust. I'm panicking. Okay, there we go. Not as many leaks, but I'm going to even regenerate my shields, so that's well. Okay, we have the big iron. Probably this run is somehow going better than the last one, because I am actually placing good enough towers for once. I should have stunned the balloons, right? We live to regret our actions, even if they are not all that bad, because in the end, to live is to learn the mistakes that you commit in the past, and to continue being is to try to become a better person than what you got to be before. Although, the action of doing so in itself carries already enough of a weight in your consciousness that you have to always be mindful of what you did wrong at other times. So now, all that we can do simply is lament ourselves about these very same problems, which we haven't seen exist in front of us. But it's all good, supposedly. Anyway, give me a banana farm, yes. No, the banana farm was my death. The banana farm was a horrible idea. It killed me. Okay, no, it didn't. I need this guy actually focusing on the strongest balloons possible. And I have no clue how to... What about 2 big irons? One next to the other one. It should be... I don't think it's actually going to be good. Yeah. Can I actually even survive this round? Can we? Okay. And now, give me this. We're like barely making it. Barely. Very barely. But as long as we keep making it, it's better than to just have to restart endlessly. At some point. Probably if I just chose to not do the challenge, it would have been 10 times easier, right? Because instead of having to focus on the specific towers that you have to utilize, you just get to do whatever you feel like doing. And that's so simpler. That's so comforting. But no, what did we have to do instead? Yeah, you know what? Let's choose the worst possible option, that is, let's go for fucking impossible to deal with. Not only the alternating rounds, but also while the alternating rounds are happening, the fucking challenge of specific monkeys, which I don't even know if it actually gives you more cash or not. Oh my god. Tell me that it's not over. Okay. Spamming towers remains as broken of a strategy as ever. Oh, okay. Also, probably should use one of these over here. And wait, does this gain twin higher damage revolvers? Yeah, it's good. As an upgrade, it's good. We get this over here, and we get this over here. Okay. Things should be slowly changing around with these upgrades. Are they gonna actually change? Question mark. This? Yeah. This? We're kinda good. Are we? I don't know, man. I don't feel like we're actually that good. I feel like we're barely making... Like... I should probably get the sniper guy, but I am afraid of spending way too much money. I'm afraid also of having way too much money. I'm afraid of everything. I live in a constant state of fear. Every single possibility terrorizes me. Anything that I don't know, that I have to encounter, that also is like that, is as equally shaking for my poor soul. So, all that I can do is contemplate an existence in which suffering only seems the viable option for me. Anything else of any other sort, of any other kind, is meaningless, or is not something acceptable for me. So yeah, thank you. We shall do this. Oh my god, we are not winning. How do you know that you are not winning? What a great question. How do you think I know? Huh? Okay, we won. Actually, amazing. We're doing it. We're doing it. We are doing this. We are doing this. We can. No. Why do you have to open your fucking mouth, man? Why do you have to say anything? I have an idea. I wanna lose. I wanna restart from there. I have an idea. Let me do it like this. For the love of God, let me do it like this. Let me place. Oh my god. This. How many more? This much. How many more? One more. Two more. Three more. Enough towers. For the love of God, tell me that that's enough. Okay, yes. We have a fucking spam ton of those towers to actually try to defend, which should be good, but it should in one way or another work. For the love of God, tell me that it does. Also, what the fuck is this? The Moab show. It has an infrared missile. What the fuck? What? Why does it have a missile? What? Since when? They gave that thing a missile? Understandable, respectable choices. Beautiful. Cannot complain in the slightest. Whatever. If you say so, how to not be happy about that? Also, this is the Sperado gains, no, rifle shots, what's target monkey gains improved range, accuracy and camo detection. What? You gain more camo detection? What does that mean? What? Okay. If you say so. If you tell me that, I should hope that's true, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I was saying, now that we're somewhat good enough, that I don't have to worry so much, what if I play the game slow and instead of having to go so fast through all of this? Because that's kinda nerve-wracking also. What if instead we take it slowly? We are here to play, not to rush. We are here to have a good time, as they say, so yeah, no need to do everything so quickly, because I'm getting overwhelmed otherwise. Like, simply from a mental perspective, I might not make it. So yeah, let's do it like this instead. Oh yeah. But anyway, yeah, I was trying to say that, and I don't know, I feel like it's good. 10 or 20 minutes ago, I was saying, it's good to have the possibility of doing what you like by getting rid of everything else that keeps you occupied. While on the other hand, it is entirely necessary still to be capable of having those quote-unquote distractions, because in the end, if you're not in any kind of way distracted, because it's not really distracted, it's just simply, what the fuck is this? Ah, it focuses on the skill. I see. It makes so much sense now. It all finally makes sense. Ni lo juego. Este bolso. But yeah, excuse me. So yeah, point is, you get to focus on what you like after having dealt with everything else. I don't know. I like when that can finally happen. The problem always is the existence, the way in which we are accustomed to be, is mostly preoccupied not with getting to allow this to happen, but rather to just get everything set in order so that you can just focus on what's necessary. There is not so much an interest or a conversation about, yeah, this is what I truly hope, this is what I truly want in any way. So then the natural conversation goes more along the lines of, can you truly get to do what you want, what you hope for, what you are interested in and what not? Because while you have your handful of interest and such, it doesn't mean that you in any way can truly enjoy it. That just means that you know what you want, but that doesn't let you be even close to it. You are given the possibility of surrounding yourself of those things, let's say, but the modus operandi of the normal life is far more about, yeah, you have to always force yourself around these unpleasant situations and around these unnecessary and untasteful encounters and similar, and not entirely placating that, yeah, all of life has to revolve around the very notion of, the very idea of, yeah, you have to, you must, in one way or another, always just be happy, but simply, it's not necessary, let's say like that, it's not necessary, not a requirement to just have this pleasure be the norm. There are other things available too, and those other things are also valuable. The problem is, we don't really feel like, oh my god, give me a second, because we're gonna lose otherwise. How do we do this? I don't have any cash even, because I spent all of it on fucking horrible towers. What if we sell one banana farm? Only one. With only one, we should have enough. Because otherwise, what else? The Avenger shotgun could be a great addition. What can that do, I feel like? Or we can upgrade. One of these is, I don't know. I don't really have a clear idea to begin with in any way. Oh my god, wait! You can upgrade any tower? Wow! I thought it was limited! Wait, the picture changes now. If you tell me that, I think I have an idea. This is the move up show. This is the downdraft? Okay. I have an idea. We shall upgrade. We shall buff. Not upgrade, but buff the downdraft and the move show. Both of those get upgraded. Does that do anything? Not really. Mostly also because, yeah, in the end it's kinda late to try to do something. No. Okay. There is... I think we're kinda screwed. I don't see any way out of this, actually. Yeah, no clue, man. The support Chinook is not that great. We can sell these towers. 1, 2, 3, 4. we have all of this cash. We sell this. We can sell this one. And now we have all of this cash. The bounty hunter doesn't give you any more damage. This could be your salvation, but we don't have access to that. We can only do this, I guess. Like, only the twin sixes can carry us? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it won't change much. We're kinda screwed, probably. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna trust the process, and if it goes well, it goes well. In the end. Yeah. It's not going well. It might actually be over. It might actually be where the run dies. I can sell 2 farms instead of just 1. How many did I sell actually? 1? I sell this. I sell this too? I get to sell that too? I installed this. Okay. Then, what do we get even? 1 of this? Quick draw. And what else? I don't have cash for much farm or in any way. This. And we pray now. No, we don't have enough to win even with all of this. Like, yeah. We don't have. Yeah, there are way too many balloons, brother. Okay. I have an idea. I have one idea. Like, 1 tower that I keep forgetting about. Because I don't tend to utilize helicopters. Probably it actually might have been the most obvious answer. But as a non-helicopter pilot, I tend to forget. So yes, thank you for understanding. We sell this, Now we can upgrade this, and can I? Okay, I cannot buy your upgrade, even if I wanted to. So yeah, probably I shouldn't sell these guys if I'm then going to replace them, right? Like, that's kinda a bad idea, pretty much. But yeah, we can fuck up a little bit, I guess. We can allow ourselves to fuck up a little bit. Also, yeah, I end up with way too much cash. The problem is that I have way too much cash still. Not that. Yeah. I think we actually screwed up. And by we, I mean myself. Sell this. Can I upgrade one of you? You can't give me the Comanche defense, right? With the Comanche defense. Probably some things will change. Let me try that out. Yeah. For the love of God, tell me that that was the answer. That was all that was needed? Lock in place. Locking here, for the love of God. Okay, we got through that hell. Good. Good enough. No! Yes. No. Yes. No. Yeah, I need to upgrade other towers. Like, I keep only hoping that one of them will be enough to save myself, when not even remotely that's gonna happen. I need many more towers, and that's hard to manage. Because who wants to make the changes that make the world go round or similar, you know? You can only see what you might need. I can buff this thing? I can buff what? I can buff the plantations? What the fuck are you talking about? What? I can do that? Okay. If you say so, I don't understand why would you do that, but if you tell me that I can, I will, I guess. Like, is there any other option that really matters besides that one? I feel like no. If the obvious answer is to simply make yourself gain more cash to then have more defenses, or instead just I don't know, man. Why do they let you buff banana farms? Who said, yeah, this is the necessary addition somehow? I guess it works. That's all I can say. But yeah, now 10 minutes after, yet again, the idea was that yeah, you get to do what you want. The problem is understanding what you like, and also having this notion, this awareness, this realization outside of the popular term, outside of the popular idea of, but what you get to enjoy, what you get to see, what you get to go through, what you get to hope for and such is affected by what you hear around yourself. In relation to, yeah, but you can only do this handful of things that seem to be the most important ones. You can only do this handful of things that seem to be the most necessary ones and whatnot. Okay. Assuming that you can actually encounter something that you truly care about, that you truly like, that you truly hope for, that you truly want in any way, and that you can then thus truly dedicate yourself to it. After having all the other process, all the remaining process of but getting to make sense out of what that might truly be, what it truly looks like to have such realizations, such notions and whatnot, that's true. That much is an honest observation, because in the end, it's not so simple as to just have some sort of desire. You need to try to get to the awareness itself that lets you connect with, yeah, this is truly what I want. Not any other sort of illusion that I don't truly care for, but rather the whole world of this handful of things are what works the best for me, for my interest and such. When you get that, when you can reach that, and when you can make that the norm, then you can thus almost ensure that doing something in itself is gonna be enjoyable, because it's the obvious aspect. You will know what you want, and trying to be there, trying to operate under those conditions is strange, because time passes differently. Not, that's not way to word. It doesn't feel as it used to before, simply because now the awareness instead is that, yeah, you might as well have enough things around you, enough things surrounding your existence that you might entirely be influenced by these other things that you might otherwise not have really liked or hoped for or wanted in any way. And that feels strange, because being occupied with what you like is not just refreshing, which it is, but also it is $8 because I did the whole challenge. I got $8. I understand that. Anyway, there is also the aspect of, and you get to operate within the boundaries of, and yeah, indeed, all the other things only operate so that you can get to what you want faster, get to what you hope for faster, get to what you have an interest in quicker and similar. And that is, I think it's great, really. I don't think it's in any way bad. It simply is strange to be aware that, yeah, having reached that point, most of what goes on is still affected by this very same effect, so to speak, by even if you have a handful of things that you like, even if you have a handful of things that you admire and such, you're still pretty much affected by everything else, but not anymore in a burdensome way. It doing stops feeling so bad and acting in accordance to what you are interested in stops being so cumbersome. But it doesn't make it still as simple, because it still sounds, it still is weird, or rather, it still is strange to try to hope for what you are interested in, so to speak. And that's the thing that sits with one the weirdest, so to speak, because in the end, you would have expected that, yeah, you will always be reaching a realization of sorts where you don't really need to ask yourself if what you like is what you like, if what you have, if what you do, if what you work on and such is truly what you want and similar. But it's quite necessary, I would say. Yeah, I don't think it's describable in any other way. It's quite necessary and quite obviously useful, and it is, I don't want to say bad, because it isn't bad particularly. It's just difficult to know really if sometimes where you are sitting in accordance to your plan, your hope, your whatnot, is truly what you will have truly one day. Because in the end, there is quite a lot of correlation between this, I want too many things over here, and the encounter with your desire as, I don't know. So, yeah, I don't think it's that crazy to say. Socially speaking, we have quite a lot of... Can I actually pop this? Wait a second. Can we actually do this round? I think I have like one easy solution onto this. To kill this guy, probably. But I don't know if that will actually solve anything to begin with. We will see, I guess. We start by buffing these two. Does that make any difference? No, right? Yeah, no, it doesn't. How can we actually survive that round? We're gonna sell you, and you, and you. These are good. This is good. This is good. This is good. We can sell this. And this. We can probably sell this guy. We have the plants. It's right. Do the plants actually pop? Like affects CMCs and whatnot? I'm pretty sure they don't, but we're gonna find out, I guess. And if they don't, probably they're fucked. It's fine. They do! Wow! They do, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We don't have enough time anyways. It only gives us more wiggle room to actually get things done, I guess. Okay. So I have to sell you. we begin with that, yeah. We do this, we're halfway there. This. 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 Give me this, give me this. Supposedly we do it. We don't do it? What? We lost here. What the fuck? It's fun, I guess. Whatever. Understandable, monkey. And we only did a $250,000. Fuck. Yay. And I'm not gonna do any more of that thing. It doesn't even give you that much cash. Like $8 for all of that suffering? No. No, thank you. This and this. Also, we're slowly, yeah, we're working towards getting here. At some point, we're gonna get over 120. What a cheap tower! Oh my god! What an absolutely cheap tower! What the hell? Since when are towers this cheap? It's cheaper than the base monkey? Impossible, right? They have to be matched or something. How can that be even cheaper? What? Incredible. But yeah, whatever. Then, no! We're actually playing on easy. So, returning. There is always the message of when you are doing what you like, everything else is a problem. And what's the particular, why the particular emphasis on what you like, being influenced or finding itself affected also by what you don't really like, what you don't really have an interest on and such? That's, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be like that. The way in which we treat such ideas tends to rely on what we experiment also ourselves in relation to the reality that, yeah, in many ways, indeed, if you don't truly like what you have in front of you, if you don't truly enjoy what you are working on and such, you can just let go of all of that. You can just give up on those things, and the merit also gets placed on the awareness that, yeah, these very same things that we like, these very same things that we want, also find themselves under the influence of any other obstruction of your interests is unnecessary. And I don't know, I don't really, it's not that I don't buy it, which is my case. I think it can be quite hurtful to get into the mentality of, okay, you know what, it's fine. And anything else that isn't exactly particularly my objective might as well be somehow meaningless. Anything else that doesn't participate in my satisfaction, in the obtenance of my happiness, so to speak, can go, let's say, can be removed from my life, yeah? Anything like that can simply just not be anymore, which is fine, which is good, which is even, I don't want to say necessary, which is simply understandable, yeah. And when things get like that, when the operation becomes, yeah, you know what, it's you don't have to worry, you don't have to work on things in this way or in that way anymore. All that we get to have now is just this machine of, yeah, staying in this easier role, staying in this easier pathing, operating within those boundaries of, yeah, you can just keep in mind that any other sort of influence is necessary. And I encounter that somehow attaining, it sounds weird, getting results is not so impossible. The issue is how we tend to actually instead be so focused on this other mentality of, you know what, I'm not getting exactly what I want, not simply because I don't get what I want, because all these other things are also still influencing me. Like, if I have to say it somehow else, I feel like the message that I encounter out there goes more along the lines of, okay, anything that you want has to be exactly like how you want it. If it doesn't work exactly in the way in which you want it, it might as well not be worth being desired for, let's say, yeah. And already, already when things get to that stage, then you can very easily see that it's not quite a realistic methodology, quite a realistic way of going about it. And by it, I mean, yeah, obtaining desires in general. And it feels weird to see that what goes on the most is this other notion, this other awareness of no, if what you want is not what you get every single day, you can stop having all those other interferences be in your life and just keep focusing on what you actually pray for, let's say. And I don't know, I do feel strange thinking about it in terms of the message seems to slowly have become, oh yeah, we have to abandon anything that gives us any sort of stress, any sort of problem, any sort of not just anxiety. It's not about the anxiety, which it can also still be about. Like, I don't think the world itself currently gets to exist in a anxiety-free state, let's say. But that doesn't mean that the only influence currently is anxiety. There are also ways. Why is actually the aim lying? What the fuck? Something was changed at some point, and it actually is making this thing lag, which is amazing. There we go. That's that. They changed, they nerfed and moved around things. Do they? Not really. Not even remotely. Also, they gave this guy an echo ability. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You can echo from a... What? Oh my god. Absolutely broken skill. Why did they give this monkey that? Okay. Anyway, too many questions that don't need to be answered. Please. Mind-blowing how broken they love to make the neural towers. Ay. So, we were on the point that, yeah, it feels like for some reason or another, things just operate within the boundaries of, you know what, let's make the case be that if you have the possibility, just worry about what you have to, what you must worry about. Nothing else is worth worrying about to begin with, let's say. And not only does it feel weird, which obviously it does, but also it carries with itself that strange sensation of why, in some way or another, do I not only have even the possibility of focusing, having in my mind what are still natural aspects of existence, what are still natural problems to confront during my life, basically. And this state of operating like that, let's say, seems not only like, I feel the most obvious basic analysis lies within the boundaries of, yeah, it can be somewhat dangerous, it can be somewhat negative, simply, but that's the reasonable thing to say. That's the most lukewarm observation to have to some degree. Like, unavoidably, it's bad to be impeded from dealing with the frictions of life, so to speak, right? So it's necessary to have the possibility of encountering then those other more stressful things, so to speak. those more uncomfortable aspects, yeah. But besides that, beyond that, there is also the aspect of, and I don't know, I feel like I am slowly starting to it then finally now with a little bit more clearness the message of why competition is so easy to have. Like, I have been through different places. Not all of them are the same. Some of them similar enough to one another. Some of them completely unrelated to one another, but a similar enough message throughout all of them that in itself competition is very much an unnecessary relic of the past that we have living with us even in nowadays systems and whatnot, because we haven't really found any other way to operate and such. And I think I somehow understand it, not because it is truly understandable in terms of, yeah, it's the reasonable thing to think about. We have always had competition, we have always had these worries, we have always had these things around us. It's strange to see, to realize that, yeah, no, you know what, we don't have to think about them anymore, we don't have to mind them anymore. And it's the reality is, it feels like the real point is more along the lines of, and you know what, you really wanna be aware about something, okay? The competition itself that exists out there, that we might be capable of seeing, of observing, of getting, of participating in, might be easier than ever before, because to some degree, the market has been far more reduced than ever before. There is almost no will to actually participate in any of that to begin with. There is no chance to find such an overpopulated market like it could have happened, like it did used to happen, let's say like that, like it did used to happen before. Nowadays, most people don't even do things of this sort, because the main message is instead that, you know, if you want to do something, don't worry about these things in this way, just worry about existing in itself, and just worry about being around the things that you care about and similar, not any other sort of situation, not any other sort of message, not anything of any other kind. And yeah, I think it's not that crazy to say, like, surprisingly enough, it shouldn't be that, yeah, it's bad to be so willing to just settle into this other mediocrity of, yeah, you know what, we shall not even mind hoping for more, we shall not even mind, we shall not even want to think about anything else of any other superior state. Like, we can only have what we have in front of us, and we can only want what we know will bring some pleasure to us, and any other kind of equation, any other kind of formula, any other kind of way to go about these things, let's say, will always be just a more meaningless thing to think about, so to speak. Any other aspect of this sort will just exist as a way to keep you worried about meaningless aspects of reality. And I think we should know that's not only not meaningful, but also pretty capable of bringing a lot of harm to our existences in more than enough ways, I guess, yeah. In one way or another, in more than enough ways, because in the end, it's pretty obvious that indeed you should not be so influenced by these notions, by these concepts. We should not. Why is it a lie, brother? We should not be so moved into inaction by these perspectives, and since we make them sound so convincing, so reliable and such, what we end up having is just a permanent effect of, instead of anything else, we shall just have this handful of things we shall just have this handful of meaninglessnesses, so to speak, be present. And this is where I return to what I was saying before of the competition in itself. That's how very easily I feel like, now there is no more of a chance for actual competition, of a chance for actual confrontations, of seeing who wants to do more. If in the end, what matters the most is not even trying to do something to begin with, but instead doing what you like. It's not even we exist in a different way of competition. That there is no competition to begin with, because you don't even want to do what you want the most compared to everyone else. You are always constantly having to think and to deal with the doubts, with the problems of you don't even know if what you like is what you truly like, or if it is something that just exists as a cover for something else that you might like, that you might enjoy even more. And through these methods, through this way of thinking about it, then it is that I feel like I see it as a pretty simple awareness of, it's not at all something good, not at all something great, not at all something respectable to begin with even. That we operate within those boundaries of, you know what, it doesn't matter if what you are getting is not something that you really care about. What matters is beyond that, is in another layer with different things. And welcome, and hope today you're not so tired. It has been a pretty relaxing handful of months. Finally gotten to look nicer. The hell is this? This is Bloons. Do you actually not know Bloons? Because if you don't, I can explain. If you do know, I won't explain. Let me start a new map. The set video. Okay. So you have a pretty basic understanding. Yeah. I see. It's simple enough. Okay, let me quick intro, quick explanation. You have at the right, all of these are towers. You can see the mouse. Okay, let me with this thing. Over here, you have the rounds. You see that it says 3 out of 80. You have to survive 80 rounds to win. Simple enough. Simple, like tower defense mechanics. That much is basic. You place your towers. The cash represents the cash, the lives represent the lives indeed. Now, special Bloons mechanics. Every single tower has different upgrade paths. You mix and match all of them to survive, in this case up to round 80. There is a special condition here, hard difficulty, double HP modes. That's the only difference. Besides that, it's just pure strategy of finding out how you can make it to the final round while surviving the challenge. That's the basic, I guess. Important question. Go ahead. Why it's but I will go ask that before. I will actually have to Google that. Have no clue why. Because I don't even know. I am pretty sure there is no explanation. Like, let me No, yeah. We have no clue why we are killing our enemies. Why do balloons? Why do balloons attack a monkey? Is there a canon reason in the balloons Reddit? Monkey scared of Pop. Monkey think Pop is attack. Bloom bad. Duh. Wow, so real. The tutorial. Wait. Based on the tutorial of Bloons 2008, the reality is the Bloons attack Monkey City. So, from that point onwards, we have been defending ourselves against the balloons, it seems. Okay. Monkey attacks balloon, it pops. It was an inside, so who knows? Who knows? Also, no, wait. There is more lore here. It says, in Bloons TD6, where we are right now, it's similar enough. The lore is the balloons are the enemies. They keep attacking us. What are you talking about? Yeah, they can. No, you know them, they can. Those metal rods were melted by the balloons in this case. It's true. Ah, it's real. This one is real, actually. Ay. But well, we can do this. Don't worry. Point is, balloons are gonna come. We have to defend against them. That's all that matters. And I am pretty good at this show, so don't worry. I don't know, if I have to be honest, I feel like it's the most stereotype game for tuning out of the gameplay itself. You don't really pay attention to what's happening because it's so simple to actually win. I say that as some balloons leak over there. Don't worry. We win anyways. Nah, we win. But yeah. It was basically more explanation also. Normally, you play up to the round that this game tells you. The reality is, once you're already deep into the balloon science, you discover that actually you can play longer and there are rewards for doing so. So we try to always go to round 100 and after that we can finally change. That's the explanation. Yeah. Yeah. But besides that, I don't know, I haven't really been paying that much attention to them. I have to admit, yeah, I have not a huge problem, just a noticeable one, that indeed, in many cases, balloons might leak and I might have to restart or leave around and such, because I'm not entirely focused on them. I don't know, as I said before, I like how simple the game can be and how intuitive it gets to be once you understand enough things. You don't have to actually think out what you're doing and such, because otherwise it has way too many mechanics. Like, there are modes, for example, that you can go into that are far more challenging and whatnot, and those modes are, unless you are laser sight focused on the goals that you're presented with, the challenges that you are tasked with dealing and such, you cannot win in the slightest. So yeah, those modes I don't even try to play, because you know, I am but a simple man. I like speaking indeed, so we take it easy, we just complete maps and time passes. At some point things get crazy enough that the screen is entirely filled with garbage because of the towers themselves, but that's good. That's what we hoped for, actually. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. As I said before, I hope you're good. That's what matters most. Also, wait a second, because I have been like an hour or so already here, and I need to hire it. I haven't in a low state without drinking anything so far. There we go. But yeah, I don't know. It's been pretty chill. It's pretty chill, I guess. Most of the game it's pretty chill. Yes. There are no challenges almost ever in these levels, so it's quite hard that it will get complex at any point in time. It might get not as easy to solve because in the end, yeah, sometimes the particular modes are made so that you certainly have to focus at least an ounce to actually win, but that much is understandable. Like, if it was so easy as to actually making it feel granted or yeah, like you're being gifted to win, then I don't think I would answer the game myself. Even it's a minimal amount of challenge, I guess. But anyway, besides that, I don't know. I haven't simply here existing in the more basic orientation disposition of trying to explore. It has been a good handful of days in terms of not, it hasn't really been that good, specifically speaking, in relation to everything. It is good enough for being here, that much is true, but it doesn't mean that it has been generally, oh wow, so amazing. It has been good enough that it doesn't feel bad, but I don't know, life is filled with, also, I hate when my screen decides to do the turn off by itself protocol, and I hate that I cannot turn that shit off for some reason. Yeah. But it's fine, I guess. Anyway, how much money do we have? 26,000, okay. 1,000 more. You. What are we doing right now? Versus farm. Versus trying to get enough cash to have an easy time against the boss. That's the thing currently trying to happen. Is it possible? Yeah, absolutely. It's like easy peasy, basically. Compared to any actual challenge, it's easily doable. Also, I love that for some reason they actually haven't cracked the bots problem. Will they at some point somehow find a way to deal with them? Maybe. Will we live to see that happen? I surely hope so, because it would be depressing if that didn't happen during this much time otherwise. What an actually sad thought that you know what? We never got to see the whole model team of this place crack down on the bots. For sure, they will do something that fixes it, right? For sure. But yeah, anyway. Also, yeah, wait. It's a gold. It's actually a gold upgrade? Yes. What are we doing? We're trying to farm to have a banana farm, basically. And why does that matter? Because that's more cash, even more cash than what we're generating right now. Why do we need cash? This game is capitalism embodied, so indeed, try to get as much as you can. And once you do that, you can get to enjoy being rich without any other way added to it. Got this. And there is a tiny problem. I don't wanna absorb every single tower here. I feel like I am going to absorb more things than what I actually need to. Yeah, that's not really fine. That's good enough, but not fine. Yeah, I'm about to lose way too much cash on this investment. I need to fix this problem before I go broke thanks to this thing. It can happen, I guess. Sometimes we misplay, and that misplay can backfire horrendously to the degree to which we actually might have to file bankruptcy, I guess. Place this here. Place this here. Oh my god! We are leaking. Give me a second, give me a second, give me a second, give me a second. Give me this. And give me this. Okay, we have balloons. We have balloons. No. We have balloon defenses. Yeah. Don't have an idea. What if I place you here? And I place... I can't place you here. Yes, I can. Oh my god. We are safe. Okay. Okay. We have everything in place. Do we? What killed those balloons? What the fuck happened there? Whatever. Good enough, I guess. I shall assume so. Yes, otherwise, I will go crazy. That didn't make any sense whatsoever. What the fuck? How did that thing actually even happen? Huh? Seems fine enough. Of an event, of a random event somehow. Also, the sound is slowly driving me crazy. Can we? Oh my god, we have it at 15%. We cannot make it any lower, like any more lower, and we won't have any more game audio. It's way too. It's overwhelming, not because it is overwhelming. It is simply way too noisy. That's what that is. Oh my god! This. And with this, we win. Do we? No, we don't win. I kinda fucked up. Oh my god! Do we? Okay, wait. Wait a second. There we go. I told you we restart very much here. A lot. Because sometimes we fuck up, and we shouldn't. Indeed, we shouldn't. But when it happens, we're bound to try to find solutions that makes us not go dead. Yeah. We even do. Survived this. This is a good enough solution, but in this way. Or yeah, this. We do this instead. Will that be capable of saving us? Maybe? If not, okay, we have the shimmer skill. Yeah, I kinda forgot about that one. I kinda do forget about some of the existing upgrades that this game has. Like, I don't know, man. This game has way too much content. What do you want me to do about that? I cannot always mind all the meaningful things that I get offered. At times, it just occurs that things might pass in front of me and I might not remember to do anything with them. Because, in the end, we cannot always be mindful of those two. We can only have in front of us what matters the most, And what matters the most is not always what's so easily observable. Sometimes it's something else of a different origin entirely. And that something else of a different origin entirely is, oh my god, I'm dead. Oh my god, I'm dead. We need more towers. I am actively trolling. Why am I resetting so much? Easy answer. Because I am focusing way too much on cash generation, nothing else. If this wasn't the case, we wouldn't be suffering right now. But since this guy, this motherfucker, is only focusing on cash, then we all end up suffering thanks a lot. And it's the same result. There we go. Okay, that changes things around. Also, we were just like lucky enough that this made some sort of sense somehow, because otherwise it would have just killed us. But better for us anyways. Yeah. Also, I need one of you guys over here. This, and this. Okay, there we go. We're kinda in a good position, kinda, but not really, not entirely, not surely. I can place this. I am for some reason way too worried on the results when in reality everything is already controlled. It's not everything is really controlled. The reality is most of this mode also is harder than what it looks like. Because in the end, you're accustomed to, mentally speaking, you operate within the boundaries of what you already know, and what's the most known deal over here is that, yeah, there will be no issue whatsoever when you try to deal with the monkeys. When you try to deal with the blooms and such, and it's not so simple, because in the end, most of these enemies are quite hard to actually kill. Also, the game keeps lagging. I'm about to have a crash out, brother. Why does the game lag? What's up with that? Ay. It's fine. It's all good, I guess. Anyway. Also, can we place one of you down here? Yeah. This over here. Like this over here. Good enough. And this over here. And this over here. Okay, we're slowly approaching incredible levels of cash earnings. We're approaching the banana empire of cash. The monkey Wall Street. No. Yes, but not our actual objective. Our objective is something else. Our goal lies in another realm. With what? With more benefits, I know. We are just trying to get enough cash to stop worrying about the cash that we gain. That's what's happening, simply put. I feel like, yeah, if I have to admit something, it's hard to remember to relax in this game, because in the end, the situation is not tense anymore, but can you really relax? Sort of, no, you don't really have to, you shouldn't really relax, rather, yeah, you can, should you? Probably not. Probably no thing is truly all that amazing to just go ahead and say, yeah, you know what, let me let go of my worldly worries, let's say. You still have to be mindful of everything else. You have to still be conscious that, I don't know, something else might happen out of your control, and that might finally make you lose. That might finally make you see the you lost screen. Also, why do we keep lying? Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Anyway, I guess we have like 20 rounds or so of calmness. How long are these rounds? No clue. They are long enough. So let me try to talk meanwhile. Yeah, the last thing that I was trying to say, once again, like 20 minutes so, is indeed, it is quite enjoyable to see that in the end, there are so many things that are possible to go for, achievable and desirable even too, but which we never truly aspire towards, we never truly hope for, we never truly decide ourselves to get, so to speak. And that's weird to think about in terms of, that's weird to see as an actual reality, because what's normal is something else, what's expected, so to speak, is something else. It's that if you know that you have something you like, if you are aware of what you hope for, if you are sure of what you want and such, then there should be no problem for you to achieve those things. Well, in reality, most of the time, we are instead dealing with this other kind of ways of, but not so directly can you actually obtain these things, not so quickly can you go for that, not so, even if you have what you know you hope for, even if you have what you know you desire, you are still have in mind for these things are in the end impediments of sorts that make the action of gaining what you want in itself not achievable, not truly because it is unachievable, but simply because in itself all these other things influence you in such a way that all that you end up with is the negative consequence, the negative aspect of, indeed, I can't, it's lying so much, I can't really move towards my interest. I'm not saying that it is real, I don't think it's actually real. I feel like certainly the operations that we have implemented so much in our current life make it so that the final picture that we end up with always looks like, yeah, for sure, it might be impossible to be happy in these ways, to obtain the satisfaction in these ways, to be granted the desirable things in this manner and such. And when that becomes the norm, when that becomes the recurrent thing, then that's when I start to feel like I'm not so sure if really we're having some sort of a problem in any way whatsoever for these things, or if instead what we do have is rather this other different equation of, oh no, yeah, you know what, what's actually weighing you down, what's actually impeding you from achieving such things, what's actually not letting you be happy or whatever, are these far more dangerous. It's not about the dangerousness, it's about the unpleasantness of everything else, let's say like that. And these other unpleasant things have become the priority. Life is not anymore about what you really like or what you really hope. It is most of the time actually just about you, how you get to cope with what is unpleasant for you, let's say. And since that's so normal, since that's so frequent, then most of the time we are fighting with the idea of trying to solve, trying to somehow get rid of these impediments. Also, which tower did I just get? Excuse me? What tower was that? Powers? Insta Monkey? Skywarden? The Beast Handler, I guess. This guy. Yeah, I guess that was a Beast Handler. Whatever. Anyway. We're done with the map. We are almost only 2 millions away from the 2,200? 2,220 away. No, here it's the fucking number, I'm blind. 2,611,691 to be precise, from the newest monkey unlock. Why do we want the new monkey? Because it's good to have the new monkey. It's good to possess a great, strong monkey capable of dealing with its enemies. Otherwise, we suffer, and we are not here to suffer like that. We are not here to be impeded from possessing all that we want. Our games are also. I have zero clue. I am pretty sure the only thing lying is, for some reason or another, the game, and the reality is the game is lying in 30C. I don't know why, but it's lying everything. Why the game? I say because it's like I have been playing worse things, like even CTA. No way, CTA doesn't like my PC, but this does. And if CTA likes my PC, I will not notice that, but I will notice with this. So yeah, my assumption is something here is lying for some reason. I wish I knew why, but whatever, I guess. It's bound to just happen, I assume so. Oh, yeah. Anyway. Also. Yeah, returning to the point. I don't know. I feel like it's no. I don't know something. I feel like it's actually it's useful to be mindful of such things, because in the end, one of the things that I was trying to say also was that if competition is so dead, if competition is so absent, that nowadays it's not even about competing, but rather just surviving in a landscape in which everything is unpleasant and everything is negative and useless and not something that you should be interested in doing and such. If that truly is the case, then now more than ever almost, it's far easier to actually have a good time, to actually have the capacity to go for what you want in a way. Because in the end, there are no more of those other influences of, no, but you know, actually, you're still bound to have these problems, you're still bound to have these situations affect you. If most of us, let's say like this, if most of us are negated from the access to the pleasure of just living how you want to, because you have to always be mindful of what is impeding you from reaching a real state of satisfaction. When that becomes the norm, when that becomes the the constant, then the remaining factor for all of this, the remaining aspect of, and you don't really have to believe in that, you don't really have to agree with that, you don't really have to say, it's fine, that everyone else is also affected by this means that I will too have to be affected by it. That's not how things, I'm going to die. Yeah, that's not how things have to operate in my case. I don't need to exactly agree myself with that sentiment, let's say. I can do that. But it doesn't mean that I have to do that. It doesn't mean that I should agree with that sentiment. And I feel like somehow we have fallen into an area, a moment in history which it's reasonable enough. Not, I don't like the thesis, but I feel like it's reasonable enough as an explanation that, yeah, indeed, when you are not really given a possibility to understand things differently, when you are not given a tool to see the world from a different perspective, so to speak, you don't really have that much of a chance at seeing, at generating, thinking, and hoping for anything more than what you just have in front of you, right? So, as that becomes the norm and such, then the reality gets to stay simply as, I don't know, I don't think I can change things around. I don't think I can want something greater. I don't think I can. The other message was, I don't think I can hope for anything in itself, because I don't know even if I should be trying to hope for anything to begin with. So, when that becomes the norm, then it's hard. No, okay, sorry. When that becomes the norm, culturally, across the world, across all of us, across all the ways that we have of thinking, of seeing things, when that is how we go about being, then it happens that, it's quite dangerous to be around. Not because it's dangerous in itself, but simply because indeed it is quite bad to be so willingly admissive of such an ideology. And the ideology is not entirely detrimental in terms of, okay, you have to be completely complacent with what impedes you from having a good life, but it is bad enough for it does make too much of an emphasis on what are the bad aspects of life. Sometimes, like, I try to think about it like this. We have somehow gotten to the point to which you cannot even think about something like resilience anymore as a meaningful thing to have, as a meaningful thing to practice, as a meaningful tool to go for, and such. All that matters lies somewhere else, and all that has an importance in any field, to say, so to speak, is only what you can identify as well. Only what you can say is useful in itself, and the denomination, the subject of importance is only that one which you can easily point yourself towards, which is not in itself actually an honest statement, but rather it's just the emphasis on, if you are to settle on something that you don't like, now you also are capable of having in the back of your mind the awareness that you might have chosen something wrong. And it is good. I don't try to say that it is necessary to settle for something bad. I don't think it's a healthy thing. Like, not only do I think that, I feel like unavoidably we are in the time period in which we have enough examples of that having already happened around us. I kinda chose the wrong operator. We are dead. I kinda trolled over there. We're probably dead, aren't we? We are kinda dead. We are kinda. Can I survive all of these balloons? I have 75 plus 5 lives. Can I survive them? No, right? Yeah, my friend. How are you so dumb? I don't know, I practice every single day before starting stream, and you? How do you think I am so dumb? Yeah. Good enough. Good, okay. Place this over here, I guess. Anyway, I was saying, then, we are in the generation which gets to see how much of an actual consequence it gets to have on people to settle down for things that you don't really like. It's not just the generation. I don't really, if I have to be honest, there's something I don't really like the idea of only this generation can become aware of these things. The reality is the cultural zeitgeist, the cultural mentality, the way in which we see things and the way in which we act about the world that we get to experience influences us most than anything else. More than any other aspect of our reality, but that doesn't rule out any other aspect of it in itself. We are not bound to just do what we see, what we think is fine and such. We still have a lot of freedom and we still have a lot of opportunities to change, to you're a person of your own. You can do something else. You can be far more revolutionary to the entirety of the human being species than what you could even imagine sometimes. It doesn't matter from which kind of a generation you are. It's not something that is embedded on the generations. The generations are a more simpler way to speak about it, but it's not an actually accurate way of going about these ideas, because in the end, what matters more are the people living across time itself. What matters more is how I get to see things, how I get to do things and such, not exactly when I was born. The opportunities that we have are far more meaningful. Yes, the different generations have different opportunities. That much is true, that much is an accurate statement, but that also is as much of an important statement as it is to say something as basic as, the sky is blue too, by the way. Wow! None of those are in any way impactful. None of those are in any way really capable of changing anything else. All that matters is that, we have the demarcation of, this thing of a generation exists as a landmark which we can easily access to say that then, maybe it's easier for us, it's simpler for us to organize ourselves around that. Meaning, in this case, that it's easy, simple enough to see how it also works out to be for us, for our interests or hopes and all of those things and indeed we have quite a lot of things also that get to happen thanks to this very same way of shaping the world and such. Thanks to this very same, oh my god, I misplaced this tower actually. Doesn't matter. I have an idea. I'm gonna place 2 of these. One of them is for free. But returning to my point. So, now for real actually. Then, indeed, the most important aspect of this is that the current world the current situations allow us to finally have a clearer picture of what is the difference between what has been. In that sense, it's not about the generations themselves as being the important aspect, but rather simply that subtly, while at previous points in history we prioritized things that mattered far more for the general well-being of the world without making any sort of attempt at thinking out the aspect of the person when it comes to, does this make any sense for me? Does this thing that we're implementing, that we're working on, that we're trying to get done and such, does that in any way make myself happy, or is this only existent as so far as I get to be useful for the world at large, so to speak? When we slowly get to do that transition, when we slowly get to move towards this different aspect of thinking, towards this different layer of life, so to speak, when all of those things get to slowly change, and when those questions also get to become far more prioritizable for ourselves, also, I would say, when that can finally happen, then we are slowly getting to place ourselves in a different path, I don't want to say useful one, because I don't entirely agree with the mentality that only these modifications, getting to be more selfish or less selfish, is far more useful or less useful. That's a trap that I don't really think is all that great. It's a fence-sitting sort of answer, but in the end, it's anything can be important depending on the culture in which you try to talk about it, so to speak, Anything can be in its own way meaningful or meaningless, because it's not so much out what those particular rather, it is out what the particular cultures get to say out the things that happen, not what the world in itself gets to what we culturally ourselves think about it. The specific cultures dictate how things are ordered, and in this case, in our culture, the message might seem to be that it is good to be far more selfish, but not. This is where I find it weird, also. Not anymore in a way in which you actually are interested even in an actual degree of, I can allow myself to be selfish. It's rather in this other equation of, if I dare to be selfish, I have to do it deeply enough to justify my own selfishness. I cannot be selfish simply while forgetting that I need to go as deep into it as I can, while not enjoying truly what I want. It's okay, as I'm selfish, I will now become so selfish that all that I will do is what makes me happy and nothing else. The twistedness of selfishness taken to the extreme of let me prioritize only that part which gives me that degree of satisfaction and nothing else. And that's what I feel like is weird, because it shouldn't be the case that we are so bound to have that be our norm, to have that be our tendencies and such. Yet here we are, in some way, here we are finding ourselves now. Now we are working slowly towards this angle of yeah. You know what? Instead of any other change, any other modification, any other alteration and such, we shall try to bring forward an equation for personal satisfaction that leads to the utmost satisfaction in itself, one side of the person, and nothing else gets prioritized anymore. And that's when it feels weird, because it's the overemphasis on getting what you want and nothing else. Nothing else matters no more. We're in a point in history in which that statement is no more a completely crazy thing to say. We are no more in a point in history in which, if you think about it like that, you can see it as a false statement. Nowadays, we have somehow come to a point in time in which it truly seems to be the case that, yeah. Also, I need to spend some cash. And I have a question before actually doing that. I have two actually. But first, sandbox. Is it around 59? Give me a second. I have one testing to do. Around 59 is the artisty camo LEDs? Yeah, okay. Restart. Are in round 59, okay. And give me this guy. I'm pretty sure that this guy, even like this, cannot actually pop the round 59 by itself. For some reason, yeah, it's physically incapable of dealing with these guys. Why does that matter? Because this guy is gonna be my main defense against these balloons later on. Or a similar enough handful of balloons. Let me see. Against that, can you do something? No, you don't. Oh my god. This is kinda bad. How much this costs? 3,000. Okay. I see. Oh, yeah. I see. I see. The problem. What's the problem? The problem is we are having balloons leak because we have no camo defense, which is no bueno. Like this and like this, I guess. And like this we probably get them. Do we? I don't think so. Yeah. Wow. We did actually? Okay, good. Okay. It actually was good enough. Good. Anyway, returning to the point then. While the calmness lasts, yeah. And I don't know, I feel like it's always then strange to, oh my god, get another horrible rush. Me trying to calm down, the game deciding to send me the worst handful of balloons combinations possible. You know what? Give me this. And you go here. Okay. We are not winning this. We are oh my god, we are absolutely not winning this. Can I even actually win this? Like I can. Yeah, right. How? That guy is not really terrible. I need a solid strategy because we're going to waste way too much time here, man. Yeah. It's fine. Aren't we here to just until we find what works out the best for us. No, not really. We're not here to waste the next 5 hours into this. We shall not be restarting so much actually. But since we like a challenge, then we end up longer than what is really needed. Fighting enemies that shall not take us so much, that shall not require this much trial and error to begin with. But sometimes you can overestimate what you have in front of you, and when you do that, when you actually forget out what you are fighting, then you end up paying the consequences like this quite dearly, by the way. But it's fine. We can win. I believe. I hope. I hope so. Otherwise, I don't know, man. I don't know. What do we even do to win? The problem also is we don't even get to that far, man. We don't even get that far. We are getting sacked dry of our cash. We have no available monkey cash to play around in any way. You know what? What if we drop a... Ah, this is the guy that I have upgraded at the 005 basic monkey, which is like a goated monkey, like perhaps one of the best towers. Ah, yeah. We drop one of those and probably we win up to like, I don't know, round 60 or so, I think. I don't know, I think that monkey is actually capable of soloing so much of this. But, like, obviously, it's literally so good that it will actually be to some degree cheating. Because it's way too good. If it wasn't so good, I would actually consider it. Ah, yeah. But in this house we have completely great friends in your side, so to call them is to call the strongest units ever created by monkey engineering, ever conceived by that, so yeah, we should not use them. Anyway. Trying to return to what I was saying. So isn't... I think I could have done this with... How much does the fire upgrade cost? Ah, 4,000! It costs so much! Makes sense, I couldn't afford it. Makes so much sense. It's reasonable. It's like physically impossible to get, man. How do you even go about getting that? Way too costly. Way too costly. Fuck. Why do things have to be so pricey? Why is most of our life about seeing things that we can't ever afford? They're living just with that very same desire, like that in our hearts, nothing else. It's... I don't want to want things. I want to just exist in my own world, free of those worries. No, I have to be burdened by all of that. I have to be weighed down by all of that, for one reason or another. And I don't even want to participate on that. I don't even want to think out that myself. But since the norm is that, then we'll have to participate on it for one reason or another. And then we'll have to say that it is fine, even if it isn't. And so, do not agree with such desires is also do not participate with the system that gives us so much. It doesn't give us anything. If all that it gives you is these very same awarenesses that you can't ever reach, what are you actually aiming? There is pleasure of just hoping for something that you will never have in your hands? How is that good? How is that meaningful? There is nothing great about that. But here we are, bound to keep having those. Also, I died. Yes, this is the end. No? Oh my god, it isn't. It actually wasn't. Beautiful. Question, any question. How much does Shimmer cost? Way too much. Ah, yeah. Actual blades. Ah, I forgot that I placed this guy. I placed this guy just to deal with the mobs. Yeah. That's why we had the sticky womb monkey. Okay, okay. It's also, the sticky womb is literally a C4, like, what the fuck? It's fun. It's Lore, or something like that. I guess. I don't know. I feel like there aren't really that many justifications for it in anywhere, but since we all just are bound to say that it is fine, it's good, it's good. Stop asking questions. Yeah. Anyway. I'm about to lose it, man. It's not even that bad. I think I'm entirely out of it. Because personally I'm trying to have an idea, and I don't know, thinking out stuff is not really difficult, it's just consuming in its own way. Yeah. What can we do? I can place this guy. Like, this guy will be cheating. This guy. I have no free towers here. Nothing to place. What if we go with this, the Sangal 300? No. I have a 030. Wow, I could place that. If we don't place anything, instead of I just play half cash is pain. That's all that I can say. Yeah. If half cash wasn't so hard, this would not be so difficult. We will win. At some point, we will win. Also, like, it's not exactly the right time, but it's not exactly a bad time anyways. So let me start with that, because it's literally about, like, the thoughts that I had. So anyways, we will return to the thing later on. I feel like it's weird. I keep trying to think about it in one way or another. How to... Oh my god, why is it lagging? Anyway. I'm pretty sure you on stream can also see the lag out of nowhere when it just dies. Like, when it frame freezes for 1 or 2 seconds. Yeah. But yeah, I was trying to say, I feel like one of the common things that happens the most inside of the world of issues of this sort is somehow we're not really even close to having a proper relationship. Relationship is way too much of a strong word nowadays. Way too much of a proper affiliation with something like losing, defeat, and failure. That's what I have been trying to think about. Why have I been trying to think about that? Because I don't know. I feel like somehow it's way too impossible to directly talk out, yeah, it's good or useful or meaningful or acceptable to fail, so to speak. All that I have only experienced this under the lens of, if you fail, you're doing something entirely wrong. You don't have to put so much pressure on you, but you're doing something entirely wrong. And you are not really accomplishing what you want and such. I haven't tried to get to this point, particularly from my own analysis, in terms of, I feel like somehow we are not really that close to a good relationship in itself, to a good view on things related to failure and such. Since we have removed from the society the message that failure is useful or good in any way, the norm, the easier part to say is, we don't really have that much of an emphasis on how failure can in any way be meaningful, which I think it's understandable that we have gotten to this point. Not acceptable, it's understandable. We have gotten so accustomed to thinking that it is necessary to never fail, to never have any sort of issue, that whenever something like that makes itself manifest in our world, then we have to jump to action in one way or another. We have to jump to the solution, to the removal of this very same problem from in front of us, without getting, actually, I don't know, I feel like, I'm having an analysis, an internal analysis of what I'm saying, and there is also something that I wasn't really aware of. There has been, like, after so many errors having existed, the accumulation of the mental attitude towards failure itself. It doesn't really sound like that much of a coherent sentence, but you can think of it like this. The norm nowadays for us, for failure, is not only dictated by ourselves, but also by all these other previous situations in which failure was ever present. And after such a long history, now all that we have is a mentality in which failure represents something utterly negative. Not because it is utterly negative, but because so many of the other instances in which we failed have been so detrimental for ourselves. Not the easier, like the common saying, whenever you come to think about this, whenever I remember this discussion is not something that I only thought about myself unavoidably. Many of the ideas that we have are not on your own, but point goes towards, in the general analysis of things, there is one particular instance of this being the case that you can very easily see, and that is in the prehistoric times, when the human was starting to function barely. The norm used to be that failure was something horrible, undesirable in its entirety. Okay, since that was so, because that was so, we all knew and understood that we should have never allowed ourselves to fail. Mostly also because in such times, failure could have represented death of many important people, many meaningful things for us and such. And since we are trying to not have that be anymore, nowadays we operate within the boundaries of, okay, we should try to not allow anything like that to happen, and we should try to not have that, to not have any of those things be present anymore in our lives. And since the equation has gotten to such a point in history, in existence, to which not only do we have that, but also we carry in closer times. This is what I feel like. In closer times, there have also been so many other situations in which the failure of something has led to such catastrophic consequences that in general, how we think that failure might go has become surrounded by sort of a... I feel like words are kinda not all that helpful here, because the picture that I have in my mind is there is a miasma surrounding the notion itself of failure, but at the same time, if I give you that description, isn't that like way too fucking much? It doesn't feel encouraging at all to think that, you have to think about failure as something not so negative. How do you think about it then, right now, if it is negative? Something so detrimental, so obscure, so dangerous to navigate, to see, to think out and such. That sounds like sort of delusional to have in mind. Like, why the fuck would we actually think about failure as such a negative thing? Does that really happen? Supposedly that should not be your case, right? But assuming that things work in that way, let's say that for the sake of the argument, somehow we can stutter. It's fine. That sort of failure, the way in which we go over it like that, seems to somehow truly be interpreted as something so definite, so negative, and so permanent that indeed then we get influenced by such notions and by such attitudes towards the idea in itself, yeah? And it not only does it not need to work like that, but also to let failure remain such a preoccupying place, worrisome place, can be entirely hurtful for ourselves, because in the end, it should be the most, that's the not so complicated aspect to think about, right? If we are to not fix the attitudes towards something like this, then unavoidably we will be falling under the influence of something that doesn't need to be so present for ourselves. We don't need to be so terrified of such a thing, right? But in the more proper analysis of it, there is the idea of, and I feel like also something that can be very easily thought about, very easily seen, is that failure takes way too much of a central place in how we go about things. Like, it's not entirely disconnected from what I was talking about. The sensation of trying to have something that you like, trying to have something that you hope for and such, is not in itself entirely avoided simply because we know that we don't have, that we should only have what we like, let's say. It also has the aspect of, and we're entirely aware that as we exist in a world in which we could have all that I need to place something. Give me a second. I have one idea and I think it's not even gonna work. Give me 1 second. This. Okay, it does work. I'm fucking goated actually. Anyway, returning. Failure is directly connected to this weird attitude towards how, towards the desires that we have in itself. Because in the end, you don't get to make something like failure so meaningful, so to speak, so overloaded with importance, if it isn't because at the same time you also get to think, to see, to believe that failure is something that you must have not present, or if you are failing, this is part of the equation, I'm pretty sure. If you are failing, you're not really approaching what you want in any way. What you are doing is just having this stranger, far more distant relationship with these other things that you don't really care about, that you only have around you, because you're willing to just sacrifice and to just take in meaningless things in your life, so to speak. This idea of you only fail, or you only let yourself fail because you won't do anything else. You cannot aspire to something greater. You only fail. This, the more dangerous notion even, the final idea in itself, I guess, the biggest conclusion of them all of, yeah, you know why you're failing? Not because of any of these other reasons. Besides them also being real, not because they aren't real, but besides those, also because in the end, you get to fail because you deserve to fail. You can't fail if you're doing everything right. So if you fail, it's because you're not doing something right correctly. So in this sort of equation, in this sort of way of moving towards goals and such, in this mentality, therein lies most of the equation of, yeah, you know how it's so prevalent as a message now that, yeah, I don't really know how to think about the act of what I want, the hopes that I possess about things and such. It's far easier to analyze under that lens, because in the end it's not so possible to even try to do. If in itself we are so surrounded by influences that lead us to the conclusion that, yeah, failure could entirely be capable of killing you, so to speak. Like, the implied message, no, is that indeed we are not living anymore in such times in which something like failing would be so capable of hurting us. So, therefore, it will not be a surprising conclusion that, yeah, we should not be so willing to give something like that, such a priority in our lives. Yet, we still do, we still let that be what happens, we still let that be what we see, what we deal with, what we base ourselves around almost. And I think, not only that it is bad, it's once again, I sort of started the analysis with that it's the most basic notion in itself. Indeed, it is bad. Many of these things are bad. It's not surprising that they are bad. It's like, are you really expecting me to tell you that it is good that we are being so hard by something so unnecessary? No. It won't happen. I don't think I have any need to try to say that it is fine to begin with. But yeah, point being, then, so, since things operate like that, which any other kind of direction do we even have, if it isn't for this weight that we might need to share, so to speak? I feel like there is the reality of it might be useful to try to not have that to be so present, which is still not saying much. Not saying much. It isn't that much of a revelation in any way to not want to be so afflicted by something like this, right? It's not so much of a surprising idea in itself neither, but how do you even go about it in a more proper way then? The reevaluation of something like this, let's say like this, the reevaluation of something like the adhesion to aren't there simpler ways to talk about this? I feel like the sentence ends up being way too overloaded with information. But let me say, Okay, thanks to that simple comment, I ought to forget what I was about to say. So, good enough, because I wasn't actually lying. It didn't feel like a natural sentence at all. Like, that's only what you see when you are talking with somebody who is making sure that you get to understand nothing of what they are talking about, which is part of the philosophical endeavor in itself. But which is not acceptable anyways, for that is garbage in all senses. Let me say it like this, getting to move away from such a picture of failure where all that gets understood by it, all that gets painted by this very notion is only an absolutely negative perspective. Getting to eliminate, I don't think it's possible to actually eliminate that to some degree. It sounds like a good idea. I don't think it will actually happen. Yeah. I don't know. Can that actually occur? Like, at the best, we can try to not make it be so prevalent. Can we actually eliminate that? I don't feel like we can. But in the act of trying to not be so willing to let this idea be as present in the changing of our own minds, we have to move away from such a problematic stance. In the act of doing that, we can finally get. It's not just about the healthy and unhealthy thing. It's like, once again, that's the sort of obvious thing, right? It's obvious that it's not being really all that useful, all that beneficial for us. That's not leading to that many great consequences, to that many great advances. Like, somehow, one of the other points that I had was the whole aspect of how competition is so absent nowadays. I don't think that simply because we get to remove failure in itself as a negative constant within the way in which we act, now everyone will be willing to participate in so many more things. It can be partially true. It can totally be partially true. Like, I don't think it is partially false, but I do think that still most of the problem also lies within other aspects, like the very real side of, but unavoidably, even if you wanted to, sometimes you're still impeded from moving towards such goals, towards such things, not because there is nothing letting you get that, but simply because in trying to get such things, you have still many more reminders around you, showing you, once again, demonstrating to you that indeed it's not so possible, it's not so achievable, some sort of healthy state, some sort of acceptable state for those things. And in this case, I feel like it's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the exact same formula that, yeah, indeed, you wanna have a healthy analysis of something like failure. You need not only to make it, you need to get rid of that, yes, but once you get rid of that, the rest of the world doesn't solve itself naturally. Like, there is no incentive to participate almost nowadays, because the mentality still is, you're not competing. One of the points that I made before was, you're not competing to find something that you actually care about. You're only competing if you know that you might have a possibility at winning, And if failure is so important, that doesn't guarantee that you will succeed. That doesn't guarantee that you will do so. The mentality in itself, which we utilize to move around the world, is what is still problematic, and the way in which we know about things is what is far more dominant as a negative constant, and to not get to solve that is to make the problem be far more lasting than what it actually has to be. Now, because this is in no way whatsoever still a solution, what is there that can actually be done in any way? I don't really have a clue idea. Like, obviously, no, I think if I was to actually have an idea, we wouldn't be sitting here. I will try to be doing something probably, right? But besides the more obvious, easy analysis of that, I feel like also part of the problem is that in some ways it doesn't really feel like we are interested even in solving that, because in the end we have gotten to such a point in time in which the norm is to have it be like that, to have it be so recurrent that, yeah, you know what, we're all against this, but it's fine. This so-called hack boxes, but not for actually. There is something that I don't like about that very same term, which is in some cases it's not even wrong. Also, give me a second because I'm about to die. I am seeing that, and I don't want to die right now. How do we defend against this? Can you actually do something? I trust that this one tower will make a difference. Will it actually make a difference? Probably not. Okay, it did enough of a difference. Amazing! Oh my god. No! No! I have no clue how much I hate health cash. But it's fine. I won't worry about half cash. I need half cash. Doesn't matter anymore. No more need to think about it. We ought to actually accomplish our goal anyway. And directly related to what I was saying, it doesn't even matter that much, I guess. So, it's fine. Fuck, it's fine. My god. What a game. Also, oh my god. This thing starts around 6. Anyway, returning to it. I feel like, yeah, one of the other things that is way too prevalent is that in itself, you want to have a... It's not that we don't have a proper analysis, it's that in general, we are not willing to talk about failure as something not so bad. It's not so necessary. That's how we tend to go about it. It's not so meaningful. It's not so acceptable. We have been slowly moving towards that sense. If I have to give credit where credit is due, we are slowly moving towards a difference in itself. Because we're slowly getting to accept that, yeah, it's necessary. It's good to fail. Fail as much as you can to achieve growth in itself. That's beautiful. But that doesn't mean that every single time that we have to talk about it, everyone gets to understand this much. That doesn't mean that every single instance in which we have to think about such a thing, all of us agree that, yeah, failing can be meaningful in any way. How we tend to go about it nowadays is far more focused on It's not good. If you fail, it's okay that you did, but you shouldn't have failed to begin with. Whereas a different approach to it, a different way to think about it, a different presentation of the idea could ensue a far more beneficial outcome, could ensue a far more, far more surprising outcome. Because currently, all that we have is that, yeah, failing is bad. If you do it, it's not that well, but you shouldn't do it. And I don't really think it's not that I don't think I will see it. I hope I can actually see it. To some degree, I feel like it's one of those changes that might happen soon enough. Like, for example, when I was thinking about this idea in itself, something that was extremely obvious to me was, where did this come from? Since when have we been talking about this? There have been even movies centered around this topic. We have been trying to have this conversation as a whole, as a society, so to speak, since quite a while ago. And okay, like, one of the main examples, now that I'm trying to think about it properly, is there was this movie in itself of the... I placed this very wrong. I kinda fucked up. Why can't you fuck up here? Because this is impossible, you know? So, what does that mean? That you cannot really afford to fuck up in any way whatsoever. Because we only have one life, so either I use it well or I don't use it at all. But it was well used this time, so good enough, good enough. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I was saying. But yeah, one of the movies that I remember that was centered around this very same topic was the... Actually, what's the name of the movie? I know the movie. I don't know the name of the movie. It was, I think, Pixar or like fucking Disney movie? Let me see. Mr. Robinson's 2007, yeah. DC animated science fiction film. Who made this movie? Stephen Anderson. Okay, but who made it? Like, which studio, brother? Disney? It's a Disney movie. Amazing. Is it a Disney? Yeah. Walt Disney Pictures presents. Okay, that movie. Good enough. Here we are. That movie then talks out exactly what I'm trying to talk about myself. That there is this ideal of failure in which all that matters is that you get to realize how horrible it is for you to actually do that. Well, in reality, the action itself is not something so irredeemable, so to speak. It's not something so consistent of such a negative weight. How we go about it now has come to almost a parody of itself. For all that happens is that we think of failing as the final worst possible outcome, when in reality we are rather right now as close as ever to realizing that indeed it is that tool which gets to materialize most of the potential that we would otherwise never access, and that much is simple to understand in itself. To get to fail is to get to see where you can still evolve, what you have to still do to make yourself and your things better. And as long as that remains absent, as long as that remains inaccessible, then yeah. Also, how many more pops do we need? 2 million. Fuck, it takes way too long. Are we actually gonna finish this stream with that monkey unlocked? Kinda crazy. Simply because it's taking so damn long. Yeah. It's fine. Sometimes things have to take long. If they don't take long, does it matter at all? Yeah. But yeah, anyway, returning to my point. And I don't know, I feel like, yeah, something like that movie gets to illustrate the point of it's not really that necessary to have such a negative outlook on something so predominant on our own life, right? Which is not at all the common thing, supposedly. It shouldn't be what is the common thing, rather, yeah. Say like that, it shouldn't be what is the common thing, but in reality, once you get to be around people, once you get to see how we tend to operate, once you get to think about how we act, then you encounter that, no, it shouldn't, but it is. It shouldn't happen that we get so overwhelmed by not achieving what we want, but it ends up happening anyway. It ends up being the reality anyway, and it ends up being how we go about it ourselves anyway. That yeah, failing equals something terrible happening to ourselves, to our dreams, to our hopes, to or everything almost, and that's unsettling for if we truly are so incapable of dealing with something that on the other hand we are so willing to talk about as not so bad. How are we actually dealing with those even less impressive parts of existence? How are we dealing with those other even less mentioned parts of our very own lives, right? Because this much should not have been this heavy to think about. This much should not have been this prevalent to have to analyze, yet somehow it ended up as, somehow it became as such, and that's when I feel like it gets to be so, oh my god, that's when it got to become so strange, because it shouldn't have been the norm that you know what, we're indeed incapable of actually solving any of these things. What? Since when are we actually incapable of dealing with something so normal? Since when have we removed from ourselves the possibility of thinking about such notions in a way in which we don't end up damaging ourselves or others around us for thinking wasn't this dangerous at any other point in time? Was it? Since when? How did it happen that we have made something like that become so bad to even attempt, so to speak, you know? And I don't know, I feel like that's where it gets to feel strange, because it should not be so. It should not operate like that. Also, fuck! It's fine. I'm literally talking about this. It should be fine. The problem is, failing like this means that we lose time. But does it matter that much? Yeah, sort of, to some degree, it does, to some degree. We place this, we place this, and this. Now we should be ready to just win, probably. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, returning to it. I feel like it's not dangerous, it's just strange to have to visualize something that we struggle with so much. Because if it wasn't such a struggle, then that would mean that we're actually far better than what we ever thought about on one hand. In the other one, if it isn't such an issue, how come it isn't discussed in any way? It's not. There are discussions that don't need to happen, like how do you breathe? That's a basic enough conversation that you don't need to go around having that very same conversation with anyone. We all supposedly are capable of understanding how to do something as simple as that. That's why we don't have to do it, right? But in this case, in this point, it doesn't really seem to be the case. It doesn't really seem to be what's normal, what's solvable, what's understood as fine. It lies in a different category of its own, where somehow we are affected far more by something that isn't even that detrimental to ourselves. We are affected far more by something that isn't even that capable of destroying us or killing us or removing from ourselves any aspect of our humanity. It's something that got to make itself present in our minds, not because of its importance, but rather because of its unaddressability from ourselves, I guess, yeah. That's where it feels weird, because we are so composed by the discussions and the conversations that we have that this shouldn't happen. Also, welcome. I do not wanna be disrespectful. Like, I do not know how to read Sanskrit, or I don't even know if that is Sanskrit, excuse me. I made an assumption, I don't know what that is. I don't know how to read that, and I wish I got given something else. There is... But anyways, welcome, sorry. Doesn't matter, hope you're not doing good. That's what matters. Yeah. Excuse me. You're from Egypt? Welcome. I think then what's the language that is close to that area? The Arab? Is it Arab nowadays? Probably. So I think it's that, but I don't remember what's the name of it. But yeah, I see. But welcome. Hope you're doing fine. Now we are just surviving against Bloon, trying to win a basic. What's this? Impossible. Yeah. And meanwhile, I don't know. Trying to get to the end of it. I guess I have restarted like a handful of times, simply because I'm not really paying that much attention. Don't believe that I am that bad. Don't believe on that. Don't believe on the propaganda. It's just that I'm unfocused right now, for I am trying to think meanwhile. I'm trying to have some sort of idea while we play, which is part of the fun of playing. Yeah, that's the interesting aspect always, I guess. Do it to capture something like that. Do it to capture the lightning in a bottle that is everything else that goes on while it's just play. Yeah, that's what's useful. That's what I like to do. So yeah, anyway. Yeah. I was in the middle of trying to, I don't think it's the right word to say analyze. It's not so much of a deep analysis. It's just thinking out loud, probably. That's how I would categorize it, yeah. the act of trying to get to some conclusion. Regarding, in this case, I don't know, failure, yeah. Because in the end, I feel like it's... You play the game for 1 hour and go to sleep. Good enough, good enough. It's... I don't know, I haven't... I don't really even remember how much I used to play it when I... We didn't see that failure there. We didn't see that wrong tower upgrade. We didn't see that. That one didn't happen. That failure is not real. Cannot hurt us. There we go. Got the right upgrade. Yeah, I was saying. Ah, yeah, I don't know. I have gotten accustomed enough to just play whenever, and nowadays I don't even count how much I actually play. I used to do, until at some point I finally think that, yeah, this is enough, and I have to quit. It's until exhaustion. Yeah, probably. I don't think it's all that great, to some degree. It's not all that magnificent to exhaust your reserves every single time that you do something that you like, right? But it's having proper measurements, censorship, balance on things. Do I know? Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, yeah. I have to sneeze also. Yes, it's true. We sneeze. Yeah. But yeah, I think I answered. Yes, I do. I do know TF too. Team Fortress too. Yes. Also. We're close enough to where I lost the last time. Probably I need to do something to not get killed by this Bloons. Then let me... This is like the worst option, but I keep using it for some reason, because I think that it's gonna help somehow. It's not, but I... Yeah, it doesn't even reach the... Why does it keep stuttering? It's fine. It's good enough. We have this. Give me the 3000 upgrade. The 3000 upgrade or the 200 and 400? 2400, sorry, upgrade. This one, I guess. There we go. And this one, okay. We shall probably win like this. Up to around 50 or so, for sure. And I don't know. I feel like part of the confidence goes away once I keep getting completely... Oh my god! These are the Bloons that killed me. Those are the guys that killed me. I saw it. I saw the problem. I saw entirely the problem. No, we are not gonna lose to that. I know what to do. What is... How do they get through? It's understandable, I guess. Give me this thing, and this thing, and this thing, and this thing. They are resin, that's why they get through? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. They are lead. No, they are ceramic Bloons. Okay. You know what? It's fine. I don't even care about that wrong operator. This point in history, it's fine. It's whatever. Yeah. It's part of the fun. And that's a... Also, wait. The music, the game lags. But the music doesn't lag. So it actually is the game that's having problems. What's going on with the game? They broke something in one of their last updates. I want to crash out. I won't crash out. Being a grown-up person lets you understand that crashing out is not that great, that it's not that respectable in any way, so we shall not crash out. But oh my god! It's fine. It's fine. It's entirely fine, I guess. What a fun experience. Anyway. Also, can you upgrade this? Yeah. And this? Yeah. And now we have this. Okay, okay. We have it. We have almost everything for now. Do we? Do we really? Now we probably do. We should be capable of getting to around like, I don't know. Do you know TD? Yes. I know the guy. I know. No, I know the YouTuber. I don't know the guy. It's, I don't know. It's like probably quite a big figure, so actually kinda crazy to not know him. But yeah, famous enough. Indeed. So, is he your favorite? Who is your favorite? 10 out of 10. No, 1 out of 10. How do you rate Teuchi? Yeah. Also, as I sneezed before, and since I did, I have gone deaf. I lost like, I don't know, a quarter of my hearing ability for some reason. Yeah. Every single time the game lags, one of my neurons gets imploded, but it's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's not what we are here for anyways, right? My favorite? I don't really think I have a favorite. No, I don't know. I have various, I guess. Do you know Exurbia? That's probably not that much of a well-known figure, actually. No, I mean it. No, it's perhaps one of the most well-known actually ones. He does philosophy, and he's one of the people that I like the most in terms of actual content like that, because yeah, he has amazing video essays. I don't know if I would call them video essays. That one is great, but I don't know, I have way too many. I have one. I am originally from Argentina, so I also have one that speaks Spanish that is my favorite, which once again I like quite a lot because he has content that I do enjoy quite a lot. And I don't know, there are way too many people that I... What? From Argentina? Yeah, from that South America. Yes. That's Kino Place. Is it Kino Place? I don't know if it is Kino Place. It's good enough of a place, yeah. Yeah. But wait a second. This... It was an exact placement of a tower? No. Here. And here, okay. We have this, now. Also, wait, give me a second, because I actually do like that guy enough. I think he's actually amazingly worth watching. Here. The guy that I'm talking about is called... like that. That guy is amazing. That guy is an incredible video essayist, as they call them. Bye? Have a good one, yeah. And I don't know. Then... Why does it keep stuttering? I am trying to not lose it, but every single stutter is the funniest thing that I have seen in a while. It's not even justified to begin with, but it's fine enough to not entirely annoying, I guess. Oh, yeah. What a thing, yeah? What if it stutter? Like, what? Is there an actual explanation as to why it stutters like that? And we have an actual explanation as to why it stutters like that, Rotter. Because I would love one myself. Why does the game just give up and start stuttering that way? Ah, yeah. You're not? I am probably not. I don't think so. I sit here for 3 hours in silence, right? No, it's, as I was saying before, it's part of the fun to actually try to have an idea and just go with it. It's not about the conversation itself, it's about something else. I don't know, I'm sorry, I am not that kind who needs to wait for that one-to-one conversation. I have the Frau, my dear brother, we are not like that here. There are people probably, I encourage you to go out there. You will find somebody who really cannot sit just speaking like this. But don't worry, there is no problem here. Be it 3 or 5 or 20, no problem whatsoever. It's better. You can see the channel, check out my channel. No, seriously speaking, most of those are me doing this same thing. So yeah, don't worry. Sometimes it actually can happen. Sadly, or crazily, or surprisingly, I don't know. It's depending on how you see it, eh? Yeah. Yeah. So, every single time the game stutters, my neurons collapse a little bit more, but it's fine, it doesn't matter, I guess. Oh, yeah. It's acceptable. Also, I have like no towers whatsoever. I don't know how am I even surviving. It's fine enough. We're good. Let me list this. It's not that I have no towers. Like, just with the primary expertise, I already have enough defensive power to some degree, so yeah, to some degree. Not amazing towers, but no towers whatsoever. That's kind of a lie. Also, yeah, I get the Monkey Wall Street at some point. Probably. Anyway, returning to what I was trying to say, and I don't know. I feel like it's... Okay, no. Quick summary first. Trying to actually remember where the fuck I left. In the whole analysis of something similar to failure, in the whole idea, desire to try to pay attention to it and such, in the whole emphasis in this kind of observations, what can we even get out of that? I feel like in most cases the reality ends up being that the appreciation that we have for something like that is not one in which we feel at all like it matters to fail. All that we can do instead is just admit that it is not that bad to fail, but it doesn't make it something acceptable. It only makes it something not as negative. And in that very basic aspect lies most of the remaining analysis. For if we are to try to actually make it not be anymore a problem of ours, then we will need to somehow have the possibility of admitting that no, indeed, not only is it not something bad, it is not at all something it might even be desirable. Yeah, that's how we say it. It's even something useful and necessary. But I don't know, I feel like in most cases we don't really live in a world in which we want to have something like that. And for the demonstration, for the possibility of something like this to become what all of us try to think about, for the sudden moment of clarity in which this gets to finally be what all of us can agree on, for that to happen, we will firstly require something else. We will firstly must access some other sort of... It's not just a realization. What is it to be? Just the concept in itself that, yeah, good. As long as you can actually get anywhere similar to that, it's good. But that supposedly already happened, doesn't that? Don't we already exist in a world in which it's fine to fail? But yeah, I guess you could say it like this. If it truly were to be the case that we had such an understanding, observation, analysis of it, we wouldn't be trying to have this conversation right now. The manners with which we handle such an analysis, not just an analysis, such a situation currently, lie within the realm more of falsehood than anything else. Is do I know Sandy? I don't know that person actually. Sorry. I guess you got me off guard. I actually do not know that one, but yeah. Also, oh my god! Finally, one them up. It has been half an hour, more than half an hour, like an hour entirely stuck on this map. Why? Because I was paying no attention. Sorry. There we go. We are done with this garbage. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I wanna do the Odyssey. Thank you. After that, we are done, because it has been it will be almost 4 hours at that point. Hard. Reverse, alternate bloom rounds, apocalypse, deflation, double HP mobs. Deflation? What is deflation, or what is deflation is? Okay. I remember. So, if the towers that you give me are limited, do I really want them? No, I don't want you. Actually, I don't want you. This is good. Do I need this guy? I guess so. And this guy. Do I want you? Do I actually want you? Do I want the mage? Something tells me that I don't want the mage. Hero, what do we have available? Give me this. Give me... No, I don't want that either. This is good. This is good. And what else? 522. No, it's like a trash tower, but like this. What else? Normal monkey, mage monkey, monkey village, meta monkey, a duck shooter, and ninja monkey. That's what we want. Really? I don't feel like it's good at all. I guess so. I don't know. Oh, yeah. We're gonna play with that, I guess. It's not really that hard. There is no chimps at the very end of this, so it's doable. We put Bloons TD live. You saw me? It's good. It's good to know. Thank you. And the crazier thing is that you actually chose to be here as well. Also, wait! Can I call you Seinan? Is that a say at the very beginning of your name? I feel like it's kinda disrespectful to not even have a name for you. You have a name. But then, you know, okay, I could translate it. But if I do that instead of sitting here like, okay, it's, I don't know, it's fine sometimes. Can you please tell me what's your name? No, that's, don't dox yourself. Don't do that. Also, doesn't this thing have like an order in which you do it? Doesn't, excuse me, doesn't this thing have like an order in which you do? Anyway, stop playing with the water, excuse me. Ay. Excuse me, I'm like a little kid. Just clicking the water at random. I was like, let me activate the misery of this map. Doesn't matter. We literally don't even have to do that. We could. Will that make the map any simpler? No. Literally, it won't. It will only make my life more miserable. Ay. Eh? What? What did you just say? I actually talk. It's great. I don't know. That's how things work here. People are also like that out there. You're gonna find others like that. That's the fun of watching the small content creators. You don't have to worry about anything else. In those places, there are many like that. They are far willing to talk to you also. Don't worry. But also thank you for the subscription. That's what matters. Yeah. Ay. But anyways, I don't know. Yeah. Here we are. It's analysis on the Odyssey. It's doable. There is no chimps. We can do it. As simple as it gets. Also, they rolled out the function of like the harder Odysseys some time ago, and I have seen like 3 of those. When are they gonna do more? Like, are they afraid of actually making challenging Odysseys? No, that's a lie, because literally the last Odyssey they did had a freaking... yeah, do you know what? Let's do Chimps Odyssey. So, I am actively lying if I say that. Yeah. Anyway, we are good. We can win this. Can we? We can, for sure. Magic happens when we trust in the things that we do. Wow. Is that so? I don't know. I just wanna believe it is so that I can see things come to an end. Come to fruition. Thanks to what I say and not what I let the world happen. What I let the world do, yes. Yeah. Anyway. Can we... what do we need? This? The Abyss Dollar? Is that good enough? Is that like an actually good tower? I like... There is also this new tower, which I'm trying to grind for. Do you know what it does? Besides that it has a bow, and that it is like cheaper than the base monkey, I have no clue what it does, so yeah. Zero idea. We are here to find out things, I guess. Every single day is a mystery, which... what is it? Disinvolves, reveals itself to us, slowly, piece by piece. That's what matters. Yeah. Yeah. Until then, we shall be good, I guess. This, and this. Can we... Okay, loading my load. We have this. This one is one. Like, this map is way too easy. Compared to anything else, 10 times easier. Simply because it has no challenge whatsoever, it's already easy. Also, isn't it amazing that this thing... Yeah, this thing has literally... Like, Adora has no camo detection? What? Incredible. Who made that? It's fine. At some point, for sure, Adora has to it. Camo detection, right? Ah, yeah. Look at this. And... it's not even that bad, actually, the shimmer, like... In the end, yeah, the Prince of Darkness, why would you not get that? It's like the easiest way to win, to some degree, like the OC Broken Tower. What you used to use, indeed, wow, to win most runs, and the game just came out. With the hardest, oh my god, the hardest... That's an actual memory. The hardest challenge that this had was only the bad. Everything else you were capable of beating, only with the Prince of Darkness. Incredible. How have things changed? The bad remains the hardest one in normal, but besides that, there is also all the bosses. And the paragons and whatnot, so yeah, I don't know, the world has changed quite a bit, quite drastically, I guess. I don't like this map, haha. I can already confirm I don't like this map at all. What is this mode? Alternate balloon rounds. Oh my god! Oh my god, I need some sort of lead penetration. Oh my god, I need it right now. This guy. We have it. No, we don't have it. No, we don't have it. Okay, we have it. Actually, we have it. We have it? Yeah. Sort of. Somewhat. Kinda. Okay, there we go. Good enough. We can win. It's not really that hard, not that bad, right? Like, it's only a little bit bad, but as in so far as you actually let it get to your head, otherwise it's quite easy, right? For sure. Challenges are not that bad, that difficult to overcome. All that you have to do is just believe in the process. Yeah. Aye. Also, let me actually get this curiosity out of my head. Let me test something. This sandbox. We come here. This is the only map that has no... It's incredible. Okay. Thank God we have pools. Give me this. Let me try this. This guy with the Abyss 300. Can you actually kill a lead balloon? You can't. Incredible. How do I kill the lead balloon? Adora, I guess. Adora can do that. We will trust Adora, and if Adora cannot do it, wow, what shall we try to do then? I don't know. We probably have lost because we don't have our main carry with us, so who cares? It's all fine. It's all good. It's all great. Yeah. Also, can you I can. Oh my god. Yeah, let me take my supplements while we're here. Until we end this, we have quite a long while, so. Don't I need an option to kill like lead balloons anyways? Like camo legs rather. Which Adora cannot do. Because Adora cannot penetrate fucking... Yeah. Adora is goat. I say as I get killed because Adora cannot. Okay, I have the ninjas actually. The ninjas with the bombs, which are good enough, supposedly. So yeah, we do have a possibility to win actually. Okay. I can have... I don't know, I struggle to remember my options sometimes, sorry. It's just that it's hard to be mindful, yeah. Also, yeah, it's not even that bad, like I have still this guy, the Juggernaut, yeah. Panicking is never good, but how to stop panicking when most of life is out? Oh my god! Incredible timing. No, it's fine. No, it's not fine. It should be fine. We can let this one leak. Can we? Yeah, okay, it's good. It's all good. It doesn't matter. With this next monkey, we should have no more problems of camolets. I love how that is like a tiny reminder of your mortality. At least I was mindful of it before it appeared, rather than spending so much cash on something that I wouldn't have had the possibility of defending otherwise. Like a tasteful reminder of what my problem really was, where my problem really was, and how I should be getting ready to deal with it. Okay, here they come. But this time, easy peasy, Juggernaut. No more problem. Good to know. Okay, I don't know from here what else, no clue. It reminds me to when I had a horrible PC for so many years, every single time the game stutters. But this time, I have no clue why it actually stutters, it's not even my fault. It just does out of nowhere, and we'll end up here looking for 1 second at the infinity, which is not that bad, but at the same time, I don't know, I don't think it's good in any way anyway. So, whatever. It's fine. It's all fine. We do whatever we can. And whatever we can do is fine. Also, I think we're gonna get the sticky bomb simply because the alternate bloom rounds give you so much more cash. Yeah. Understandable. Round 40 with the sticky bomb. Realistic outcome. Fine. So fine. No, Adora, don't kill anyone, please. I beg you. Also, I have like Adora, but what the hell do you do, Adora, with this? You don't even attack Adora. Ah, the monkeys are... No, yeah, the balloons are... Come on, so... You are incapable of doing anything, Adora. You're so great. My god, Adora. Adora is... adorable. Wow. Also, what's the limit on this? This doesn't have a limit. I can put a primary expertise. Oh my god. This is This is... It doesn't matter that much. I can only have a dart monkey and attack shooter, like... Not that much for the monkey mastery, primary mastery, so... But that's not the point at all. The point is something else entirely. Which is... I'm not gonna tell you. No, which is that I don't know, yeah. The ballistic... what is the name of this? A mega ballista attack. Yeah, that thing is what matters. Can we make it? Yeah, we can. Well, it's good. The only problem was the trust, which we never had. But how to trust if in the end all that you receive is loss and grief for hope, for any single ounce of hope that you emit out there. But we're bound to try to do better, so we shall try to do better than class. I might actually have to take a break from the game. Like, today we're streaming it, and I was like, yeah, today we don't get it. Maybe tomorrow we play it, my bad. Wait, what? Oh my god, no, oh my god. It's fine. Why did you reset me? Oh, yeah. What if we end stream here? I'm gonna fucking end it. What do you mean? Simply by clicking the fucking arrow by mistake, you reset the progress. How the fuck? Once in an Odyssey. Yeah. The Egypt Karima. Oh my god. Now I have a proper readable name. Welcome. Thank you so much. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Thank you. Yeah. I'm about to have a mental breakdown. Thank you for everything. Yeah. No. So I should have known. That clicking this arrow was gonna reset the progress, right? Don't you love that? Yeah. What's your new account? What do you mean new account? I don't know. I feel like saying your entire name is kind of doxing you, but Karima? Mohammed? Yes, thank you, bro. That's your new account. Yeah. I'm done, man. I'm done. Let me close the game and open it again. Maybe that saves this garbage. I am... Oh my... No. A second. Give me 1 second. Let me restart. What? My god. What do you mean Insakiwi has made this version buggier than ever before? Why did they do it? What crossed their minds to say, yeah, you know what? We should make this game incredibly buggy with this next patch. It lags. The Odyssey can reset automatically. Wow. I am done. For today I'm done. I am mentally done. I checked out. It was a great enough Odyssey. I don't have the mental fortitude to start from zero. Not with the stuttering. I like this game when it works. Today it's not working. Yeah. You know what? Cancel. We're gonna do the race. The race is like incredibly short, anyways. So we're gonna do this. What's the race? Yeah. It's impossible, unbelievable. It's fun. It's fun. We can do this. We have to go around 80. We need this. We do this. This. Okay, wait a second. Give me this. Give me... None of them have fire, so this. Like this. Give me this. We shall win like this, right? No, it's 34. Okay, we have this. Give me this. Set the target over here. It's this. No, wait, which one is it? This one. It's the middle one. I kinda fucked up already. It can happen. Sometimes we have to make tiny mistakes, which don't really matter that much in the long run, for sure, right? Right? Question mark? This. This. Can we win? Yes. Okay. Round 49. This. This. Okay. This. We can do it. Can we? For sure we can, right? Oh my god, no, we can't. I kinda fumbled the ball. I forgot about the gamos. Can happen. This. Give me this. 63. Oh my god, probably I'm dead actually. I rushed to round 63 like if I could actually survive, when in reality I have no way to survive this. I can overestimate my own capacities, right? Can happen. For sure, it's not gonna have any sort of consequence on me. We're somehow not dying, which is good. This, give me this. Give me... this. We're doing it. We're actually doing it. What the fuck? This is amazing. I have no clue how, but we're doing it. So yeah, good enough. Ah, wait, I know what's my error. Give me this, and this. Give me this, and this. Okay, we have it in the bar, probably. It only took us 5 minutes. Okay, is it an acceptable amount? No, not really. Not even remotely, actually. But I'm not a professional, so I did what I could. Thank you. So yeah, I'm happy enough for this. Okay, true. That's the entire thing working. That's the race. Very good. Only 2 trophies and the rest on the leaderboard. 800 plays, bruh. So, not that great at all. Rewards? What's the reward? Top 50, bruh. It's fine. It's fine. At least 1 victory. I'm done. Now I am done. Mentally speaking, I'm done. That's it. No more. No more monkey for today. I love this game. I don't hate it, but I am mentally tilted. It's fine. Anyway, we did it. We survived. So, thank you. It was beautiful. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I don't know. Thank you for everything. It was a very good one. We had a very chill one. So yeah, take care. We shall return. I don't know, tomorrow or the day after that. Soon enough, probably. And whenever we do, we shall enjoy being here, being around, doing something, talking out something. Stuff. Yeah, whatever. Point is, thank you for everything. Thank you for the time, the attention, the interest, the patience, all of it. Remember to take care, to hide, to rest, to all of that. Yeah. Whenever we can, we're getting back here, as I said. But even if we never do, even if we never get to see results again, that doesn't matter. Thank you everything. Thank you for everything again. That's what matters the most. And remember to do your part. Remember to be there to go do something and such. That's what truly matters. So yeah, bye.